You are now watching another episode of Highly Respected with yours truly, Miss Streetz, and I have King C here with me today. What's going on?
How's it going? How everybody doing?
Good,
How
good.
you doing?
Yes, I'm doing good. Hope the people doing good. But we have to talk about all the things that you do. So you are a producer.
Yep.
Artist. You are an influencer. You are like a jeweler as well.
Yep.
Let's get to the jewelry first, because I'm really curious about the wire wrapping jewelry. I don't know anything about it. I kind of was looking at, what you were doing, but describe it and explain it for the people, and also let them know how you got started doing it.
Okay, so the wire wrapping, I started in actually 2019 just because a friend wanted to wrap some of their crystals up. So I looked at a few tutorials on YouTube, wrapped it. And then I started falling in love with the process, but then I started discovering I've been into crystals even as a young kid as well, but just they have different properties and have different energies behind it. So I kind of just wanted to explore that more and found out that I had a unspoken kind of talent for wire wrapping. So I take crystals and basically use copper wire, silver, and create creations out of it using elements from the earth.
Right. And then where do you actually get the crystals from? Like, do you buy them from a store or like?
So in the beginning of the year, they have a thing called the Gem Show where people come from all around the world, Russia, Ukraine, everywhere. So basically in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, they have gem shows. So in the beginning of the year, I go out there, spend a lot of money, handpick all of the crystals that I want to use, and then create and then put them in my shop.
Cool. So it actually makes sense, like on the consumer side. Should people know what the crystals mean, or should they just get them because, they like them, they like the color of these crystals, or should they actually know?
All right, no. So a lot of people are drawn to it because, again, things attract, I believe, like with energetically. So like if you're drawn to it, there has to be a reason. And that's what happened with me too, is sometimes I'll go to a metaphysical store and be like, oh, this looks cool. Then look at the meaning behind it and be like, oh my goodness, it kind of aligns with what I'm going through at this time, or I may need, I guess, confirmation of what I need to work on internally. So, some people like it because of the way it looks, but a lot of the time it's an underlying meaning behind it.
Right, gotcha. Cool. So we're going to talk about your music. You had dropped the project a couple of years ago, Love and Light.
Yep.
And I like the project. I listened to the whole thing. It has Queen T. Talk about that whole project, how you came up with the name, and what it means to you.
So my wife and I, we produce lo-fi music. So we made it a thing to where we're trying to come out with an album every 3 months. So basically, we had Love Hurts, Love and Light, Dear Hip Hop. So we have a few albums out, but that one came along with just creating something of just listening to music. Cause I've been in producing probably over 15 years, but it was more of like, I was really trying to get into it as far as making it as an income. But when I started to create with my wife, it was just more out of the love of music. Right. So then we just started putting out albums and after albums after albums, and then we're currently working on one right now. So if you do Google King C and Queen T, all of our stuff comes up. And actually before that, I did a little emceeing, and then of course I did one song called Gratitude and another one F Retail, but yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely have to check out the other projects because I didn't see those. So I'm definitely going to go back and listen to those as well. They sound great. So you and your wife, shout out to y'all for that. That's excellent. Was it hard making music with your wife, or are you all both on like the same page?
So at first, because we have a lot of different ideas, but with music, sometimes you gotta allow like people to put their 2 cents in it and to create evenly, because I've been in like I've done a lot of music with other producers where they kind of get, you know, over, they get, basically they take over and want to just make it their kind of thing. But working with my wife, it's kind of like, hey, add this, or that sounds good, no, take that out, or we'll kind of like take turns putting our own little mix in it, and it just comes out really nice. We actually did one song, it's called Pulse. We made it within like an hour. We did the artwork and then put it up within the same day. It was just like on that frequency of just creating, and it felt so good. It just was like, just do it, and it just happened. But I love working with my wife, Queen T, creating, because it is different, as far as like sometimes we do have like don't agree on something, but we kind of like take in and out, and I kind of let her have control, and then she'll let me have control. So it's kind of like an even yin and yang, honestly, when we create.
That's great. That's balanced. So that's definitely great. Now we definitely have to talk about the influencer side. I actually came across you and just knowing about you on TikTok. So I see a lot of cool, funny, I must say funny videos that you put out there. How does social media impact your life right now?
So it impacts a lot because everybody's on social media, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. Honestly, I got a lot of my following, a lot of my business, a lot of my recognition from TikTok. But with that, it kind of like, I didn't even try. I didn't want it to become an actual influencer. I wanted to promote my business, my music. However, I started doing like one character, and then it ended up to doing more things. Then everybody's like, "Oh, I like it." So for me, as far as like an influencer, I kind of come with the concepts of real life things that kind of happened to me or through my life journey that may help somebody else along their life journey. With TikTok. So yes, I'll be coming up with different content all the time, whether it's educational, funny, or like something that's a real life talk or motivational speech kind of thing.
Right. So a little bit of everything, which is cool.
Yes.
Definitely dope. So what's next? I know you talked about the new project with you and Queen T, but what else is next for King C?
Oh, so of course, my jewelry business, the King C Original. And actually, I just opened up classes, so I'm actually teaching every Wednesday nights live via Zoom as well. And then I have a whole little rapping community that people that want to learn how to crystal rap or do the same thing that I'm doing as well. But what's next is more music for sure, and we're working on another album as we speak. So it's kind of like the same thing, just trying to use all my creative outlets to just, you know, create and be me and express myself creatively any way that comes across.
Yes, most definitely. And then you have to give out your social media, all the pages for those who don't know, and want to catch up to some of your videos and music and different things.
Oh, yes, of course. So you can find me on all the platforms. It'll be King CJ Dukes, and that's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. It's all across the board. Even and then for the music, it will be King C and Queen T. And you can Google it and we should pop up.
Yes. And then last but not least, you got to shout out all the key people that's been supportive of everything that you got going on. Give them a shout out.
So definitely want to shout out to all my followers out there for sure. Definitely my wife, Queen T. She's been an inspiration as well. My children as well. They keep me up to the newest trends and everything like that as well. You know, in words. But honestly, yeah, it's a real small circle other than my family, and then actually all the followers that I get to meet and come across with TikTok and Instagram. So shout out to all of you guys out there.
Yes, and that would be me as well. Like I said, I saw one of your videos. I was like, wow. So I started looking at more like, okay, it's like, I like him. He's interesting. He's talented. So especially the wire rapping, because I've seen these things in this jury, but I didn't know exactly what it was, like the proper name. So you just
right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's people that do it out there, and then there's people that really do it. And for me, eventually, it's going to be more of like the silversmithing, where it's, you got to melt down metals and create it. But right now, I'm just, you know, bending the wire and having this creativity kind of just flow and come out of me any way it wants to. But Yeah, it's something different for sure.
It's definitely dope. So King C, thank you again for chopping it up with me, Miss Streetz. And I wish you nothing but the best and success with everything you got going on, and keep the good work going.
I appreciate it. And thank you so much for having me. And again, thank you so much, Ms. Streets.
Yes.